Good evening, and it's a lovely, perfect time for us to catch up again. And it's been quite an eventful week, a week full of festivities. And we are not just talking about Diwali, we are also talking about the match that happened between India and Pakistan and the fireworks that happened a day before the actual Diwali. And we are carrying a lot of pleasant memories as fans of cricket. And yeah, so we have also seen some. Really unlikely things happen, like the triumph of Zimbabwe. So many things like that. And after such an eventful week, we are back in our team talk session. So we have Gamer One with us, and it's good to have him here. Hello, Gamer One.
Hey Kaf, how are you? How was Diwali?
Yeah, the Diwali was great as always, and I mean, like it's the day when every place looks like a celebration, and you just can't miss out on the festivities. I mean, it just radiates. So Diwali was really awesome.
Yeah, and also, yeah, as you mentioned, the matches itself was another set of celebrations in themselves.
Precisely. And so I think we have a lot of exciting things that have happened over the past week. Some of them for all of us to share, some of it for us to open it up to the community, and some of it for the community to celebrate along with us. There's so much. So let us get into the questions that the community has given to us over the past week. All right, are you ready, Gamer One?
Yep.
All right. So, like if at all I had to suffer from the inertia or the hangover of the previous week's questions, I would be asking you what happened to the Big Mad Winnings contest. But now I think the question has changed, and I think it's changed for a lot of awesomeness and happiness. So let me ask a very differently worded question with a different set of emotions representing the community. So the winners of the Big Mad Winnings. So let's hear what you got to say.
Yeah. So, as you know, like a Big Mac Winnings contest was a month-long event, and finally, on the 27th, which is yesterday, we announced the winners, and we went ahead and announced the 100 winners. Like from for the different categories that we had, the different types of rewards. And the results of the announcement can be found in our announcement channel. So if you go to the jump.trade announcement channel over here, you can see, like, for those who haven't noticed yet, you can find all the 100 winners over there. And uh, to just elaborate more on it, like, we had more than 13 categories of items that were given away, with the highlight being the BMW G310 bike, as well as the Apple iPhone 14. And uh, since also, like, this was like one of the longest, as well as uh, the biggest contest yet for jump.trade as well. We had a lot of fun organizing it. We also hope that you guys had a lot of fun participating in it as well. And definitely congratulations to the winners. And we also like thank each one of you and everyone else who has participated in making this contest a mega hit. And also, like, personally, finally got that closure on who got the BMW bike. So that was something that I was looking out for. Yeah. And
Okay.
in case you guys do have any, like, thoughts or feedback on the event, like, do let us know.
Okay. Gamer One, it looks like you were more excited for the BMW than the actual winner was. And yes, it's uh, I mean, like I really like the way in which the awesomeness has kind of become very normal. Like, yeah, a BMW, an iPhone 14, PS5. Like it's as if talking about like very nice things and in a very casual way. And I think that's like something that our community really deserves. It's good to see that kind of a spirit. And talking about the spirit,
I think that a lot of people had also asked yesterday is when the winners will be getting those emails. So we'll be sending out those emails, soon, and we'll also notify you guys once the emails have been sent. So do keep an eye out for your inboxes as well regarding the Big Mad Winnings contest.
all right. So I think everyone would be curious, and whether or not you say it, there is going to be an added sense of vigilance on the inboxes of the winners and everyone alike. So
Yeah.
now that we are talking about like what is it, that excitement and that spirit, I think like jump.trade has some really interesting and enthralling and exciting and like self-pampering news to share, if I can put it that way. So why don't you bring that out for our community?
Yeah, so for those of you guys who are out of the loop, so earlier today, Twitter picked Guardian Link's Jump.trade along with a few other notable NFT marketplaces to pilot their tweet ties program on Twitter. So basically, what happens here is it's a new way to display and share, like your NFTs. So this tweet tiles pilot is Twitter's way of doubling down on blockchain, cryptocurrency, and NFTs. And the pilot with the marketplaces also follows up its initial introduction of NFT profile pictures, which you guys might have noticed that people do have some hexagon based profile pictures whenever they link NFTs. So this the tweet tiles builds up on that. So this is another way to showcase your NFTs. And we'd also like to mention that Jump.trade is the only NFT marketplace representing Asia for this project. So we are, we have a lot of responsibility here as well as a lot of uh, pride that we got selected. And what this means for you is like soon on the web as well as iOS versions, Twitter is going to allow you to share embedded formats of your NFTs of your jump trade NFTs. So you can share it, view it, browse it on Twitter as well. And this not only helps with the discovery, but also with the interaction with your NFTs. So we all like super excited to see how this pans out.
That's a really fantastic game, Owen. And this is a lovely, welcome, and well deserved endorsement, I would say. So, for the marketplace that Jump.trade is with, like more about 55,000 NFTs, and for the things like 24-hour tournaments that have been happening, and of course, for um, the community that has been like so enthusiastic and very energetic about providing its feedback and doing everything it takes to make the game lively and lovely. I think this is one of the well deserved endorsements. And it's also a lovely bridge between our NFTs, and social media. So it would be a nice thing to just to just tweet out telling that your NFT is available for sale, and you are definitely going to have access to a higher magnitude of discoverability. And there's so much that has happened, and just wanted to get your little insight, or however you call it, into this particular thing. Has it got something to do with Elon Musk acquiring Twitter?
So the talks about the tweet types has been on for some time. We had to do a lot of back-end legwork as well to, work with the Twitter dev team. But I think yes, definitely the timing as well is, like very, very coincidental, but also good. Given that Elon also chose today to announce his official takeover of Twitter, uh, and that as well, was the months of the whole saga of Twitter Elon. So Yeah, I think this whole week has been, like a really good one. Starting with, the India-Pakistan match, then the Diwali celebrations, and it's the week that keeps giving.
And we still have a day more to go. Let's see what surprise tomorrow unfolds. So, and like, let me get to another question that has been in a different interrogation tone for until recently, and now I think it's changed. So until recently, we were the community was rather asking, when will the 2FA happen? When will the 2FA happen? And right now, the question is a bit more intense and a bit more welcoming. So the question would be, how should people set up the two-factor authentication for their jump.trade account?
Yeah, so a lot of you guys might already be familiar with 2FAs and already are using it to like along with your email IDs as well as other exchange accounts. And now we have successfully rolled it out earlier this week as well for the jump.trade marketplace. And you can go ahead and set up the two-factor authentication for your account as well. So in order to do this, once you log in, you need to first visit the settings page, and over there you get an option to you will see an option called multi-factor authentication. You need to click on it, and you'll get a pop-up with a QR code as well as some instructions over there. To summarize the instructions, basically you need to like open up your Google Authenticator app. In case you do not have it, I recommend that you download and install the app because that's the only authenticator we are supporting as of now. And once you have the Google Authenticator app open, you can go ahead and scan the QR code, and then the initial setup is done. Following this, you need to like enter the six-digit code that you'll get in the Google Authenticator app in back into uh, the multi-factor authentication page in jump.trade. And once you do that, it's the process is complete. And the next time you try to log in into jump.trade, apart from your credentials, you also need to use this 2FA OTP to log in. And the 2FA feature is something that a lot of you guys have requested for, and something that we have also been working on. And this allows you to bring in an additional layer of security for your jump.trade marketplace account, and we recommend everyone to set it up.
Thank you, Gamer One. I think it's been pending for a long time, and this is like what to say, both literally and figuratively, an additional layer of security that our community needed. And like what to say, the possibilities of socially engineered compromises could be very, very low from this time on. And this also adds to the credibility and awesomeness of our marketplace and platform. That little thing, but goes a long way. And this is like a fantastic update for our marketplace. And maybe there are a lot of other updates as well. So if you could throw some light on the other updates that our marketplace has been getting.
So yeah, so apart from the two-factor authentication that we had rolled out for the Jump.trade marketplace, we have also a few other updates for both the website version of the Jump.trade marketplace as well as the Android and the iOS apps of the marketplace. So the first key update that we had was, allowing the deposits and withdrawals of funds directly from your Jump.trade mobile app. So this way, regardless of the device now, you can, go ahead and deposit funds in fiat and crypto, and also then go ahead and make transactions on the marketplace. Likewise, you can also then withdraw those funds in fiat and crypto from directly from the Jump.trade mobile applications. The next update that we had was regarding the we have enabled purchases of NFTs using JD Point earnings. So, apart from using JD points to upgrade your MCL player NFTs or converting into USD, you can also now go ahead and use JD points to make purchases on the jump.trade marketplace. So this feature is available both again on the website version of the marketplace as well as the iOS and Android apps. And also, like one minor update for iOS users of the Jump.trade Marketplace app is we have allowed also enabled purchases of NFTs using USD balances. So this was previously only applicable for the web and Android platforms, but now it's available for iOS users as well.
All right, so that's like one big flurry of updates, and I think it spans multiple um, avenues within the game and the marketplace as well. So, another update that everybody has been eagerly waiting for is when will the desktop version of the game arrive?
Yeah, so given that the past week was also the holiday weekend and we had a shortfall of resources there, but suffice to say, the testing for the desktop mode is ongoing. We are almost in the final stages of it, and once we have tied everything up, we'll be shipping it out, and you guys can then visit the usual URL where you also download the mobile app version, which is the jump.trade/MCL game. And over there from there you can then install the .exe file of the MCL game onto your Windows PC. And what we are doing differently for the Windows PC version of the MCL game will be that you'll be able to add custom controls, so you can like map your keys like as per your preferences and use it when playing the game. So we are really looking forward to the desktop mode, and we'll be making an announcement soon once it's ready to go.
Okay, so it's really close, I guess, and yeah. So needless to say, a lot of people would want to play the MCL on the desktop with maybe over more powerful specs and maybe with a more immersive experience. And there's so much that desktops can offer, and yeah, and MCL is like a step closer to being screen size agnostic, I would say. So that's a really welcome and expected move. So the next thing that the entire community has been waiting for is with rentals. So when is the rental system expected to arrive in the game?
Yeah. So regarding rentals, as you know, guys, we have already onboarded a couple of guilds, such as IndieEG, and we are helping them onboard the users as well and experiment, like the very initial builds of the rental module that we have planned for the game. And what we have done now, an update on what we have done with the guilds is we have, successfully assigned hundreds of their users NFTs from the guild inventory. But however, the entire process is being done manually, where we have, like dedicated resources from the dev team who have to like manually go and, transfer those NFTs from the main account to, uh, the user's account from the backend. So this is a very tedious task. But on simultaneously, the dev team is also working on making a rental module. So what happens with the rental module is, the power to assign and manage the NFTs then goes into the user's hands. So the initial experiment that we're having with the guilds, it's a great space for us to get a lot of learning, as well as we have also encountered a few edge cases as well, which again we are actively implementing into the development process for the rental feature. And the whole idea is, to make once we do have the rental model ready and we are ready to ship it out, the idea is to make it, like very easy and smooth for everyone involved to understand. And for instance, like one thing that we came across recently, based on interaction with the guild users, NFTs is like how do we track the users activities, like what kind of KPIs like are relevant for a guild or an NFT owner to when gives them like an idea that their NFTs are being used optimally. So we found that like do we set out like an ideal length of time to lease out an NFT, and then like in case the end user is not using it or using it in like very sparsely, so like how do we qualify it for inactivity? And in case there's going to be like a revenue sharing occurring between the NFT owner and the NFT user, so like how should that take place? As well as maybe instead of having a revenue split at the end, if we could go with a upfront fee model. So, and also giving more power to the NFT owner in case they feel they want to recall the NFTs at any moment. So like how we should go about it. So such scenarios is something that we have come across during a recent interaction with the rental module that we are experimenting with the guilds. And suffice to say, it's a great learning moment for us as well. And apart from such scenarios, like as far as like technically and admin wise and operations wise, when it comes to assigning and managing rentals of NFTs, we have also like come across some scenarios over there, which we are carefully thinking through, and like trying to make those changes in our development process accordingly. Also, like rest assured, like the development for the rental module is like going strong. Uh, but like initially we are only like limited to piloting with the guilds, but it's a very manual process. Once we have a much stabler build, we have like fleshed it out more development wise, like will like invite you guys for the early access, so whenever it's ready.
Thank you, Game One. So that was like one huge and like very detailed explanation of how close we are with respect to releasing the rentals. I think the fact that we have so many challenges to solve is a testimony to what we are doing. And yeah, so there are so many variables, so many possibilities, and so many things to regulate and control and not control and mathematically work out. So I think like the rental should be a lot more complicated than just rent out NFTs. And it's really important to ensure that uh, the process is perfected before we encounter newer challenges, or maybe like if we know that we can encounter a challenge, I mean if we know that we can sort out a challenge before it goes live, I think it makes a lot of sense for us to have it addressed even before it goes out live. So
I would like to reiterate that, like the development process is a very, like a slow one. So it does take time, especially when we are trying something new for the first time. And also like not having a benchmark in a particular scenario. So rentals for NFTs, like there is no clear reference point. So, we have to, again, like pioneer this aspect to it. So it's a pretty like exciting experience in itself. But yes, it is a time-consuming one as well. But given that like we need to perfect it, make sure that there's no particular scenario where like there's like a conflict between the NFT owner and the NFT user. So that is something that we are looking into from a development perspective as well.
that's really comprehensive, and that's really great. So sometimes uh, it is crucial to maintain a very congenial and optimal pace to ensure that you do not miss out on what might seem trivial when you're on the move, but what might seem really critical when you've crossed it. So it's it's a very healthy paced progression of things, I would say. So, and the next thing that we need to talk about is the game being available on another platform, which is the Play Store. So, how far is that particular thing along its release?
So yeah, like as I mentioned in a couple of AMAs ago as well, which is we did receive the feedback from the Google team, and we are working on it. And we did have a submission in between where we did, follow through on some of the recommendations that they give, but we still have gotten a few more, feedback on that. So basically, because one thing is this is a blockchain game, and also given that the play stores according to region, they have different regulations which has to do with the regions. So that also has to be factored in. And one of the key recommendation that they have given us was, why don't we create a free to play mode that would help fast track the listing process. But we are still looking into it because again, we need to balance out the cost benefit, as well as apart from it, as I mentioned, there's a lack of clarity, given that it's a blockchain game, has to do with NFTs and cryptocurrencies, as well as from the government stance on how do we define such categories of games. Because even recently, like a few states have you know like with regards to online gaming, have put out circulars as well. But on the bright side, the good news is, Google recently did make an announcement where just for want to so these include casino apps, fantasy sport apps, and such other games are to be listed on Play Store. So just like us, just like us, like a game or like a casino app game, they also follow the APK approach. So like what Google wants to do is onboard these RMG games onto the platform as well, as a 1 year trial. So this does gives us a lot of confidence and motivation that things are going towards even blockchain games favor. So we are following these developments as well closely. But apart from it, as I mentioned earlier as well, so we are also at the same time working on the desktop version of the game. And I think in the interim, that's one of the goals as well that we want to complete. But the Play Store listing is still at a discussion level, and we are also actively working on the feedback received from the Google team.
That's really awesome. So, when there are multiple stakeholders and decision makers involved in the completion of a process, there are associated hindrances and hiccups that come along with it. So, I really hope that the Play Store thing gets through really soon, and it would be so incredible to just have the app downloaded right from the Play Store, and to just send updates over the air. And there are so many things that could be done. And yeah, it would be a really welcome thing. So I think the list of questions that the community has had until the past few hours or minutes, I think they're all done. So what remains is if there are any questions that you picked up from the community.
So I think I'll start from bottom up, which is like Raghavan says, what about the stadium NFTs? So Raghavan, like as I mentioned in previous AMAs as well, given the timing as well as the current market scenario, we have pushed back on the release of the stadium NFTs, as well as the GL coin. So for now, it's we have delayed it, but after putting a lot of thought to it, mainly because because they begin to use, like the time to focus on improving the current game as well as the marketplace experience. So this includes, like gameplay enhancements or like increase the numbers as well as marketing and other activities around the platform. So I think ENF Virat says, like, why don't we give additional time to in case a player lags for internet connection. So the team is looking into this. This has been flagged before as well, and the team is, like looking into, like if maybe we could, like create a window for a player to reconnect back. So we are, like working on this again. There are some technical challenges, but we are, like looking into, like how we could make this better. Apart from it, the iOS version, we are, functionality is with regards to the Play Store listing. Also, recently, Apple did come with a few new, like rules regarding the use of NFTs on the App Store. So that's another, like regulatory change that we're looking into, because they did mention some restrictions on the use of NFTs. So that is something that we are looking into as well. And apart from the rental update, as I mentioned, we are doing the initial pilot with the guild, and we are, like working on the development of the full-fledged rental module as well. The stadium drop, as I mentioned, is we have, posted back. It has taken a back seat mainly because of the current timeline as well as the market. In the meantime, we are focusing on improving the gameplay experience as well as the marketplace experience. The PC version of the game is, we are just adding the final touches, I would say. So maybe in the coming week or two, we'll make an announcement where the PC version of the game will be ready for downloading. Uh, Goods also asks about the release of the NAS video, which I did mention in the AMA a month ago. So yes, we were, like almost ready to drop the video, but then there were like a final set of edits to be made. So it has been, again, gone to the chopping board. So it will be released on the Steam when it's ready to go. There are some requests about the tournaments. So we will take into, consideration, but the idea is, we wanted to spread out, like the number of tournaments we do in a day. Also, like given that we wanted to experiment with, like multiple tournaments running simultaneously. So um, we are working on that. But definitely, we'll escalate this to the team and let you guys know about it. And Diwali asked, like, tournaments upcoming. We'll be making like an announcement soon about, like the next set of tournaments following the Pepsi Black League Premier League. Like keep an eye out for the announcement channel. Uh, VJK says that why don't you guys allow us to display NFTs on Instagram digital collectibles? Uh, this again is, like Meta's platform is something that we are looking to collaborate with on, but it's too early to, like make a comment on it. But that is definitely something that we're looking at as well. Uh, I think, yeah, I think that mostly this. So someone asked, like, why do you call yourself Gamer One? That's a tag that I've been using for the other games I play in as well. So it has a lot of connection as well. It's just a spin-off on Player One.
All right. I think we have addressed almost every question that's been asked. and you have a compliment for your name as well, Gamer One. So Arshdeep says, "Nice name." So please acknowledge it.
Yeah, thanks. And I
All right.
think one more thing is a lot of you guys did participate in the previous week's Diwali quiz, and you might have seen the announcement. So we did pick 5 users randomly from based on the participation and the answers that you guys had given. Happy seeing like hundreds of replies that we received, and the 5 winners will be getting some jump trade merch. So please reach out if you're like one of the 5 winners for the Diwali quiz. Please reach out to the mods if you haven't done it yet for the next steps. So congratulations again, and thank you guys for like participating and making that interactive quiz a very memorable one.
It was really memorable because, like, on one side it was the answers, on the other side it was the creativity. I will never forget uh, the creative answers that our community came up with. And yeah, I guess that's all we have got for today. So, is there anything else that you would like to tell our community, Gamer One?
No, that's about it. So yeah, have a good weekend, guys, and
All
talk to you in
right.
the next one.
Yeah, that's it, guys, from our side. And let's catch up again the coming week. And you guys have a fantastic week. And I mean, not just the weekend, but also what ensues. And it's been like really great having your support and enthusiasm. Thank you, everyone, for being here, for playing the game, and for keeping up your support. See you all again the next week. Bye bye.
Bye.